Hello, everybody. Welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be the general daily collective message for Wednesday, October the 19th. Keep in mind, timing and energy is still fluid. This message could play out over the next coming days. This message may or may not be for you, so I do ask that you only take with you the messages that resonate and leave behind the rest. Also, keep in mind, this is not sign specific, but I will call out any zodiac signs that I do feel need mentioning throughout the reading. We're going to talk about these astrology aspects, which are very intense. What I feel is this deep, dark spiritual warfare in the background, and this is going to require some significant changes to be made. And so get ready to be forced or backed into a corner in the energies today when it comes to all of these triggering, deeply buried psychological issues stemming around fear and control. And so get ready to deal with where you've maybe been abused or felt like you've been persecuted. All of these profoundly, deeply rooted fears are likely going to be coming up in the energies, and all of this is related to past life karma. And so we can't keep avoiding going into the dark side of who we are. We have to kind of face all of these addictions and go through this spiritual warfare to gain that higher consciousness. And so you're going to have to ask yourself, why do you feel the need to be in control? Because we can't evolve to these higher levels until we kind of learn to surrender and let things go. And so a lot of transformation, rebirth energy coming through over the coming days, so we can harness this great sense of inner power. And so you're going to want to find a healthy outlook when it comes to channeling these very intense energies. It's going to take a lot of hard work. So we have like this Libra stellium in the 12th house today, and the 12th house is always about karma, showing us our karma, all of these subconscious motivations when it comes to past lives. And so it's really going to highlight this karmic draw to a person without even knowing it, this magical pull. And so although this can sound very romantic, it can be a very dangerous aspect within relationships. And so the 12th house in Libra is giving this importance to marriage, personal relationships, and where you've not admitted your feelings for somebody. And so a lot of suspicions of others' motives are coming up, especially within social groups, friends, and acquaintances. And so it's this energy of throwing a tantrum if you don't get your way as well. And so it might be hard to trust people in the energies to share your experiences. But I feel a lot of past romantic connections are coming up when it comes to some bad karma. And a lot of unusual fated events are likely going to be taking place over the coming days, because everything that's hidden in the 12th house is bound to show itself and come to the surface. And this could include, you know, some hidden big loving energies or an important relationship. I feel a lot of karmic debt and life debts are being paid over the coming days, and this might require making some very hefty emotional sacrifices. And so what's no longer featuring trust in your life? If you're in a relationship and the trust is gone, then you've likely built a foundation on some unrealistic dreams, and there's going to be a need to kind of face that. And we also have Mercury opposing Chiron, and so this is some very intense energy. We're going to have Mercury in the 5th house. The 5th house is linked to children. So we're going to have this Libra stellium in the 5th house as well, with the Sun, the Mercury, and Venus. And so Chiron is allowing us to see where we keep projecting our wounds onto other people. And it's this deep-seated feeling of being reminded of all of this pain below the surface, so we can reflect on these wounds, right? So get ready to deal with feelings being brought to the surface where it comes to maybe needing to voice your disapproval, where you have maybe been hurt by others' behaviors, negative behaviors. A lot of personal affairs coming up when it comes to a lack of communication, health matters. So you're going to want to take caution at this time. I feel a lot of mind energy with the Mercury aspect. So when it comes to these minor worries, these minor fears, these minor irritations, it can very easily be blown out of proportion in this energy. And so it's going to feel like we're at a disadvantage over the coming days, because all of these past mistakes, all of these unresolved issues are bound to resurface that have been overlooked. And so all of this is kind of coming up in order to clear all of these misunderstandings and these conflicting views or clashing views. And so with all of this energy concentrated in the fifth house, this is linked to romantic relationships, our children, and it's playing a big, big role in our lives right now. And so what lessons do you need to master when it comes to this fifth house energy? The stellium is like this big flashing sign, right? This neon flashing sign kind of saying, hey, you can't ignore this anymore. And so, yes, the fifth house is often called the house of children. It's linked to the way that you parent. It's also linked to the way that you find joy and tap into your inner child. And so intimate relationships, partnerships are coming up. This is also the house where we take risks. And so are you really being fulfilled when it comes to a partnership where there's no strings attached? So maybe this is speaking about an early stage within a relationship where maybe you haven't reached a level of commitment. And so I feel we're all being asked to figure out why it is we seek fun and pleasure, what we need to shift when it comes to our parenting role in our life, and, you know, what can we do to release these extremes when it comes to seeking pleasure. So I feel all of this is being magnified in the energy today. And so you're going to want to maybe sit down and journal about the things that you do because you enjoy them. So what do you do that you really enjoy, not out of obligation? How can you seek more pleasure in your life? Have you been healthily expressing yourself outwardly? And are you grounded in proper parenting with your children? And so uncommitted relationships, romantic and intimate relationships are definitely coming up to be addressed. And so you're going to want to be aware of any exaggeration in this house, which could include maybe almost becoming like addicted or obsessed with a certain pleasure or hobby or person, or where you've not allowed yourself to embrace the energy of youthful joy with your inner child. And so this can lead to a lot of nervousness, a lot of struggles with your self-expression. And this can stem towards, you know, this inability to commit to a partner or your wants or your desires, which can lead to closing yourself off and this general lack of joy in your life. And so these may or may not be challenges that you're going to have to face over the coming days, but it's this big check-in with yourself and reflecting upon all of these energies. And with the fifth house in Virgo, it's really highlighting these conflicting qualities, right? I think of Virgo, it is the sign of service. It's the sign of practicality, structure, and order. It can also feel very restricted when it comes to feeling like you have to earn love, and we should never have to earn love with a partner. And so it's about the mental matters of this house as well. And so a lot of stimulation in the mind, overstimulation in the mind. And we're going to want to be aware of where we have been hypercritical of ourselves, others, and our children. We're going to want to be careful. I feel many are going to be treading water, and it's about gathering information before making a decision. You don't want to be super spontaneous in the energy. It's the energy of not willing to throw caution to the wind. And so I feel a lot of romance is presiding over the coming days, talking about how we jump into relationships or approach relationships. And with Virgo being an earth sign, it is very grounded energy, right? And so we can't ever achieve perfection, I want to say as well. And so Virgo in the fifth house has these very high standards when it comes to love, when it comes to, you know, commitment. And so I think get ready to understand how you engage in relationships and what's been holding you back at the same time. And so we're here to get rooted in realistic relationship foundations. And so it's also this house of being of service. Once you open up your heart, then you can really decide what it is you want to devote your time to. And so I feel this energy of quality over quantity when it comes to romance. And so maybe it's time to express that you got a crush on somebody. I'm not sure. Maybe it's time to take a leap of faith. But I feel we can't keep our options open like we have been when it comes to manifesting long-term partnerships. And so Maybe it's time to make something official. I'm not entirely sure, but we're going to jump in with the cards today, guys. We're going to see what else needs to come through. I'm going to start off with the Crystal Medicine Oracle deck today. I was asked to pull this deck, so I feel intention. What are your intentions? It's kind of looking like an Ace of Wands, right? So we're here to have personal freedom within relationships. But we also have to be dedicated to something too. And so I feel, get ready to set those clear intentions. In the energy, had the intention just come out again with the freedom. So getting that higher vantage point, that higher viewpoint, the eagle. And so somebody here, I feel, has an opportunity to embrace personal freedom within relationships. It's also feeling like a spark being ignited when it comes to a new beginning. And then we get the crystal blessings. So definitely rebirth, transformation energy. And I feel closing out all of these karmic cycles. And so this could be a grandmother on the other side bringing forward blessings. I feel this strong energy of healing the mother line. And so a rebirth, right? And we're stepping into unconditional love, mastery, unconditional love. And so somebody could be working very closely with Mother Mary at this time. I feel a divine feminine energy coming through that's likely been going through a rebirth. And maybe this process isn't going to come full circle until next spring. But I feel there's going to be blessings on the other side. So what is it that you want to set your intentions towards? We're here to have interdependent relationships. We're not here to control another. We're not here to be controlled. So you might want to just retreat from some busyness today. It's feeling like Cancer energy. I think there's some challenges to overcome, but it's also this energy of celebration, right? Because we're going into the sacredness of the rebirth journey. And so let's read out of the book when it comes to these crystal blessings. Saturn is about to station direct. And when you've mastered your Saturn lesson with loyalty, commitments, partnerships, that's when the universe can bring in this this little gifty, this blessing, right? And so I do feel somebody has a grandmother on the other side watching over them. And so I think your attention today is being asked to be brought towards your crossed over loved ones with the grandmother blessing. And so what project have you been working on? Have you been praying for a miracle? Because I feel this energy of feeling a little bit lost, a little bit uncertain. Maybe somebody's waiting for a lucky break, feeling like they're down on their luck. But whatever is happening right now, we are entering into a time of divine blessings, whether it feels like it or not. And so get ready for everything that you touch to turn into gold. I feel this is a time for miracles, to setting those intentions, to understanding the blessings that you do want to bring in, and to understanding that you are worthy and deserving of these blessings. So set that intention to receive. There is a new doorway opening up in the energies is what I'm feeling. And there is without a doubt a grandmother overseeing a divine feminine here today. A grandmother. So you might want to work with crystals. I also feel your children. Your children are protected as you go through this healing presence in your life. And so connecting to crystals might allow you to connect directly to your grandmother's soul that's crossed over. There's definitely a feminine I'm talking to who has a crossed over grandmother. And so she is assisting you in answering your prayers. So you might just want to relax and lean into the grandmother presence in and around you and to bring this love forward, because I feel a grandmother that has really imparted some wisdom here. This could be a firstborn granddaughter, but there is a grandmother saying, hey, it's time to receive these blessings. And you have to honor this path that you're on, this rebirth path. And I feel somebody's kind of like in the home stretch. So let's surrender. Yeah, surrender. Surrender to the energies, right? We're not here to control. So let's grab a few more messages with the Angel Oracle deck, the Kyle Gray Angel Guide Oracle deck. And then we will jump in with some tarot. So we're going to see what else needs to come through here. We get surrender and guardian angel. Somebody definitely has a grandmother guardian angel on the other side. So there is this need to kind of just say yes and to surrender to the alchemy of the journey is what I'm feeling. The answer is yes. Everything that you have prayed for is coming, and somebody is about to step into freedom. Without a doubt. So is there any other messages? Yeah, honesty and communication. Somebody's been going through a very hefty learning experience when it comes to some karmic baggage from the past. I feel hermit energy, kind of like holding that torch, right? And so you might want to just take a step back. When it comes to mastering a lesson, I also feel somebody is trying to find their courage and their bravery to maybe honestly communicate. So I feel a feminine here that is being asked to surrender to the alchemy of the journey. And I feel also somebody here that is very much protected, very much guarded, and has been waiting for honest communication when it comes to a learning experience to clear some past karma. And so maybe somebody's been taking a step back. Somebody's been reminded of some past baggage here that needs to be addressed. And maybe this will require you saying no to somebody. But I know there's been a lot of intuitive downloads over the last coming days. And so prayer and meditation is really going to allow you to find the strength to maybe honestly communicate with somebody. So I'm curious to see what's going to come through in the cards today. We will do a 9-card spread. There is unconditional love here. This is about Christ consciousness, the Sisterhood of the Rose for sure with the 33 energy, and the journey to balance. So we're going to do 9 cards, guys, and we're going to see what else needs to come through with the tarot today. But I feel somebody needs to say yes to this open doorway. So let's see what needs to come through. The moon reversed. Yeah, wake-up call. Unexpected wake-up call. Wow, the sun reversed. The 2 of Cups. So there is something coming back from the past. Maybe somebody's getting a wake-up call. They've been in the dark night of the soul. Could be dealing with a Leo or a Pisces, Cancer. Ooh, the Strength reversed. The Empress reversed. The King of Coins. The 8 of Coins reversed. The 7 of Coins. The 5 of Coins in reverse. So we got a lot of pentacles here. This is about the tangible. This is about time. Somebody has been afraid, I feel, to break free from an old cycle. There's a brand new beginning here, right? You just got to say yes to that open doorway, to take that leap of faith. Somebody needs to push some fears aside. The dead central energy is the Empress in reverse. So we've got somebody here that lacks self-worth, self-value. The Empress in reverse will chase, control, demand, quite possibly abuse, belittle, have affairs. Somebody here is struggling with some self-worth issues. I also feel a feminine here that needs to take back her power. There's this stuck energy. Somebody here I also feel has been going through the dark night of the soul. And there's a need to assert yourself, to step into your personal power. Forgiveness is going to be needed. So I feel maybe a feminine that's been clinging to control, holding on to a masculine for financial security. The Empress in reverse might not even work. This could be a job loss. I feel somebody's been all up in their pride and their ego. There is a lack of joy here. But there is going to be an epiphany and a wake-up call because somebody's not been listening to their intuition. Somebody's been under the veil of illusion, and there's going to be a revelation to make something crystal clear. And so I do feel this could lead to a job loss of some sort that will require somebody to plant some seeds in another direction. I just find it so interesting, all of these pentacles. Somebody is really playing into some negative thought manifestation here. There's a lot of fears surrounding money, maybe fears when it comes to being forgiven. I feel a masculine here that very likely is financially accomplished, has manifested financial security and prosperity, and maybe has been having a hard time releasing an unsupportive spouse with the Empress reverse, Taurus, Libra. There could also be a King of Coins here that wants to go back to a relationship from the past that maybe was walked away from. There's fear coming up when it comes to taking a leap of faith. I'm not really sure what's going on here, but I feel somebody's really wasted a lot of time dealing with somebody that doesn't know their worth and their value. There's a lack of fertility here. There's a lack of growth. There's a lack of abundance and prosperity. The Empress reverse lacks compassion. This is not a good mother. And I feel there is a feminine here operating out of her shadow self, and these seeds were not well planted. This is a poor investment. I feel somebody's tried to hold on, you know, not wanting to give up on somebody that they love, but I feel all of these challenges are saying it's time to take a leap in another direction. I feel a masculine that is definitely not emotionally invested, understanding that maybe he's dealing with somebody very untrustworthy. This is not somebody that you can trust. There is a situation that is very much unsafe here, and there's some hidden intentions that need to be brought to the surface. I feel a feminine clinging to control only for the benefaction of some financial status. So let's look into this moon reverse. This is not what I expected to come through today. So there is resistance to learning a big time lesson here. There's some karma coming up for sure. So I think this revelation is, hey, this is not what I love. This is not where I'm meant to be. This is not working out. There's really no sense of community. We're not really working well together. And it's kind of time to learn this lesson, right? There's resistance to learning this lesson with the world reversed. And so I do feel a lack of success. Somebody has been fighting this spiritual enlightenment journey. If you want to step into freedom, you're going to have to go after what it is that you want. And I feel a revelation of like, hey, this has really dwindled my reputation. This is not what I love to do. This is not the highest quality I could manifest for my life. And I feel there's going to be a major wake-up call that will require some significant changes to be made in the energies. An unexpected revelation to break somebody free from an old paradigm, and I feel somebody's getting very angry. They're losing patience. They want to take action, and I feel they've been stuck. They've been blocked. We've got a masculine here that is like ready to blow the lid off of a situation, I'm thinking, and he's about to walk away from a foundation that I think was, you know, built over a long period of time, and there's just no more passion here. The spark is gone. The love is gone. This is not what I'm passionate about anymore. And I feel somebody is very upset. So let's look at this Empress reverse, because this is like no creativity. Something's coming to a dead stop. We could have a feminine here going through an emotional outburst of some sort. She's not had the willpower to balance a situation. We do get the wheel, and so I do feel there's an Empress reverse that has been trying to keep somebody stuck and preventing somebody from going towards a new start, trying to create all kinds of challenges and delays. This could be somebody having an emotional breakdown. Oh, poor pitiful me. And definitely she's about to receive some news she does not want to hear. I feel a major ending here. This is no longer what I dream of anymore. There's no coming back from this. This will be a relocation of some sort. There's no more revisiting this. The Six of Cups in reversed is, hey, this is over. Nothing stays the same. Everything changes. This is a breakdown of a false contract. This was likely rooted in some old childhood patterns from the past that maybe somebody over-romanticized a connection. But I also feel like the Empress reverse could quite often have a lot of affairs, right? Because she doesn't know her worth and her value. She seeks it in all of this outside validation. And so there is some karmic debt being paid off for sure. Somebody's been giving to more than one, and it's kind of time to go towards a healing journey. I feel a masculine that's been thinking about planting his seeds in another direction and maybe going back to a relationship from the past. Somebody that he needs to seek forgiveness from. I was clarifying the King of Coins, and we get the Emperor. So we do have a masculine that has been pretending to be happy in a situation with somebody that's really not his true pair. The Emperor upright with the Empress reversed. We've got a masculine that might have really enjoyed controlling a feminine energy, having control over a situation. But I feel He's about to take charge of a situation where he's been pretending to be happy in for a long time. The Eight of Cups reverse is like, hey, I'm just going to stay here stuck. I know I need to move on from this. I'm seeking more out of life than this experience. Resistance to a spiritual quest. And we got somebody that could have been maybe abusive, cold, detached, harsh with their communication. Definitely a lack of communication. There's a masculine making some big life changes and leaving somebody behind that does not know their worth and their value. And I feel, coming to terms with the fact that maybe they've lost a lot of respect, clinging to control in a situation that's only created all kinds of drama, chaos, and conflict, and there is a need to walk away. This is also the energy of this masculine wanting to walk back to something from the past that was walked away from. And so there was a connection that came to an end in the past, and I feel somebody's been in the dark night of the soul, having a hard time manifesting success and joy in their life because maybe they walked away from a true loving connection and they want to resurge this romantic relationship, going back to something that was walked away from. And I feel somebody, maybe got led astray by some opposing opinions, and somebody is getting mad and they're getting ready to stand up for what it is that they believe in, stand up for themselves and take charge of a toxic situation. So let's take a look at the Five of Coins reverse, because somebody's breaking free from a lack mentality, and there's likely going to be an embarrassing secret that's going to come out that will lead to the breakdown of a false foundation. This is not my happily ever after, right? There's no union here. There's nothing left to celebrate. This could be a cancellation of an engagement. Somebody's lost this sense of personal freedom and contentment in their life. They're losing their peace of mind. And I feel somebody was unaware of another's malicious actions, which could lead to total financial ruin, a material loss. But I feel somebody's not been honest, and there is going to be an embarrassing secret coming out that will get somebody to embrace these positive changes. It's like a blessing in disguise, right? A revelation that will break somebody free so they can go towards their dreams. And maybe it's this Queen of Cups, right? Somebody that has a lot of love for them. And I feel there's unfounded fear about maybe not being accepted. Let's take a look at the Two of Cups, because there is a connection here where two people are being divinely guided back together. So, and it's kind of time to take action. Somebody's coming in very, very quickly. I feel somebody has lost all of their patience. I think in the past, somebody just wanted to control. Conquer and divide is what I just heard. So I feel somebody's coming in with a lot of passion. They're getting ready to take those next steps to maybe go back to something from the past, because that's past energy. A new passionate relationship that will require immediate action, and it might require releasing a foundation that, where you did honor family traditions, but it didn't bring you joy, it didn't bring you peace, it didn't bring you contentment, and so a loss of financial security. But this will lead to a brand new beginning. You might have to start from ground zero, but it's going to bring in your true match, right? So I think there might even be a job loss here, or there's a feminine here that doesn't have a job and she's been stuck in a contract because she didn't have money to maybe leave or something. But I feel somebody here is going through a very unfortunate upheaval. They've lacked attention to detail. And this might require learning something new. I feel somebody's been really, really patient. Patiently waiting for this transformation to take place. And I do feel over the next coming days, there is going to be a shakeup. Somebody's going to be coming out of confusion, and they are going to go after their true dreams. So let's get a couple last messages with the Crystal Stone deck and see what else needs to come through. There is going to be a rebirth, and although it might not feel like a blessing, this is a blessing in disguise. So I'm not taking that pile, but we will take these two. So somebody's getting ready to take action. There is like this death sentence coming up when it comes to somebody having an enemy working behind the scenes. I feel there's a deadline sentence coming up, and somebody definitely has tried to extinguish somebody's dreams and crush their dreams, trying to keep them focused on the negative. But I feel somebody's about to go with their gut and go all in. Somebody's definitely been playing into a supersized ego, dealing with a life force sucking energy vampire. is what I'm feeling. And so something is being destroyed when it comes to an illusion, so somebody can transform their life. And if you've had questions, the answers are coming. It's way past time to let this go and to say yes to this new beginning. Somebody stayed stuck in a situation that they absolutely hate, and it has prevented them from going towards their true calling. It's time to go live your best life. And I think somebody is absolutely terrified of being absolutely transparent, but I don't think there's any other alternative. It's time to release this perpetual spiral. Somebody has been prevented from taking action, and somebody's about to freak out because they've had it. They're done with the drama. They're done with a situation that they're not carrying anymore, and they're tapping into their strength. They're tapping into their true destiny, and I feel somebody's getting ready to release these sinking suspicions, and they're going with their gut. They're going with their gut. They're going all in. That's kind of what I got, guys. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a personal or a soulmate reading with me, check out the description box below, guys. And I do look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.